So I'm an artist on the internet, which is something that you have probably known about me. Whether you're on the internet or not, if you're an artist, it is a very important thing for you to have a website. So today I'm going to show you how I made my website. Hello and welcome back to my channel. Hope you're doing well. So I recently made my own website kind of talking about the art that I make and showcasing some of my art and stuff like that. And I made my website using the website building platform Wix, who was so kind to sponsor this video. Websites come in many different shapes and sizes. You can have a website that looks like mine, you can have a website that looks completely different from mine, you can have a website somewhere in between. But whatever website you have, Wix makes it very achievable, which I really appreciate. To get started, go to wix.com/go/oliverzantics to start your very own professional Wix website. Again, especially if you are an artist, a website is a very important thing to have. And today I'm going to talk about why, and I'm going to show you how I made mine and just help you out if you need a website and you don't know where to start. And with that, let's get to it. So when you go to make your own website on Wix, you'll be brought to this screen, and already we're met with two different options. The ADI is really cool because it's kind of like an automatically generated website for the things that you need, and that's fun. But today we're going to be talking about the editor. This is the one where it's a little more customizable. And if you're like me and like nitpicky details, it's the choice for you. So as you can see, there are a number of templates. We're on page 1 of 5, so there's definitely a lot in here. You can stay as close to this as you want. You can stray far from these templates. Again, the world is your oyster. But these are just to kind of help you in any sort of direction. And basically, you just pick one of these and then you go. So whether you just picked your template or if you've been using the Wix for a while, this is what the editor interface looks like. Let's go over this, shall we? Under this Site tab, you can save your website, you can preview your website, which is basically you can see what your website looks like to other people instead of just in this interface. This is also where you would publish your site once you're finished with it and things of that nature. Here in settings, you have settings. Here you can make a mailbox, so then that way people can email you directly through your website instead of a different party. You can also upgrade your plan. Here is where the tools are. Clearly there's like this toolbar over here, which I just made go away, and if that goes away, boom, now it's back. And this is just where you manage all of the tools that you'll be using. There's also the help, which is helpful. I'm definitely going to be trying to help you guys as much as I can, but I couldn't possibly go over everything, so this is a good thing to have handy. There's this help center, there are step-by-step videos. Everything is dandy. If you can't make a website yourself because you don't have the time or you feel overwhelmed, you can also hire a partner for your website. I'm not gonna do that because I'm too picky, to be honest, but that is an option if that's something that you want to do. So, first of all, if you go over here to the menus and pages, you can view your different things. And listen, I know, I've seen it. I have seen it. You have no idea how many comments I got about that typo. But yes, you can make different pages for your website. This is one that's about my work. There's also a gallery and then the homepage, which you've seen the homepage. I'll go over the gallery in a minute and I'll kind of show off that and kind of how to improve a gallery and how to make a gallery and how to make it look nice. But first, let's edit this one because I can use a little bit more something. We have an uninvited guest. Wanna help me make my website? Let's do this, kitty. Since YouTube is my main line of work, I want to make a little section kind of about that. But if you are an artist that doesn't have YouTube as their main work, then I would suggest just making a section about whatever is your main source of work. So over here is where you would add like the menus and the pages and the whatnot. You can also change the background, which I'm not going to do, but you can. I really like the minimalistic, just like white and gray. You can add text, you can add more images. This is also where you would add different sorts of payments. So let's say you're a freelance artist who does commissions, you can make a page on your website for commissions and then add this so then people can pay directly through your website. I'm going to do that at some point, but I don't have commissions open at the moment. But in the future, this is definitely what I'm going to be doing. And basically, if you just want to add anything, you go to this little plus over here. Let's say I wanted to add an image. I will go to image, and you can just upload images right from your computer. Every single time you upload an image to the Wix editor for your website, it'll save it here, and then it'll stay in here until I decide to remove it from the Wix editor. So if you wanted to reuse the same image throughout your website, it makes it just a little bit more convenient for you. Once that's uploaded, we can add that to the page, and it'll be here. I think I actually want, well, first off, let's scale this guy down. I see this guy. It's me. Scale me down a little bit. And then I think I also want to switch this text and this image up here, because since I'm over here looking towards this way. This image would look awkward if it was on the right side. So for these, I'm going to switch the placement to literally just drag it to where you want it. There we go. Okay, we have another uninvited guest. And just like we added those images, we're going to be adding some text. Make this larger so I can make the text larger. I don't know how large, but we will find out. Would on be capitalized? I forget how to grammar. This was size 43. Scroll down here. Make that also size 43. There we go. Let's try and make it kind of in line with. Yes! And now, we need to talk about my work on YouTube. Otherwise, this is just gonna be blank. Let's actually change the font size now, so then that way, kind of what I write will be more based on how large the font is. 25! It's funnier than 24. How do I write about me? Oh. Let's be honest, it would not be a website made by me if there wasn't a million typos. Relating? No. Surrounded? No. Content about my art. It's a simple way to say it, but it's what I'm trying to say, let's be honest. And then we can center that text, and it's beautiful. You know, if we zoom out, what does it look like? Like this. I'm pretty happy with that. And now you might have noticed up here on the header, when you move between page to page on your website, my little face changes. Now, the default is that your header will look the same regardless of what page you're on, and there isn't really a motion, but I wanted each page to be a little bit fun and a little bit different, but I wanted it to all still be cohesive, and so I decided to use these stills that you've probably seen me use in my videos before. And then also to make the little movement, you would just go to the page transition, and then you have these little different little animations. Why did I say little so many times? If we wanted to make a new page, you just go down here to add page, and then you can also drag it between like the different things and just change the order. And then we could call this where to find me? Support me. It's more commanding. I've already talked about how you add stuff here, so I won't go over it again, but I'm going to be adding stuff here, and boom, there are things here. Now I do have my social medias link down here. Now you do have this social bar down here, which kind of comes with a template that you pick. Now this is a really cool way to share your social media. It's right there at the bottom of the page. And to edit that, you literally just double click it. You saw how I did it. You can change the images for the social media. You can change what social media is there, and then over here you paste the link for whichever social media is there. That's a fun thing, but I also wanted to have them linked here. I'm not going to link all of these. I am going to link my Instagram because that is also where I post my art, but I also wanted to link my YouTube and my Redbubble. So to do that, again, we go over to this little add section. He's our buddy now. And you go to the button part, and they have all these little guys over here. Here's a bunch of like sort of pre-made one for more specific things. There are these little icons. Gonna go with this one. We're going to have 3 of them. You can change the text. This one will be YouTube, since that is my main platform. Oh, there's 2 T's. I didn't know YouTube had 2 T's. Here you just paste your link, like this little thing. We'll have it open in a new window, so then that way when you click on this button, my website will still be open. You go to web address, you paste that, boom, the little YouTube button. And then we just add 3 more of those. 3 more, 2 more. I know how to count. I'm going to add the other 2 now, and then I'll arrange them, and then I'll add the links. I think that's what will make my little heart happy. Instagram and Redbubble. I talked about my gallery earlier, like I mentioned that briefly, and I am a fool. So here, I was just putting pictures in, but there's a gallery feature, which is a better idea, so let's do that. Go back to our little buddy over here, and there's a gallery. And there's a bunch of different layouts for the gallery. They have these ones which kind of like slide around. This is much better for like header type images like you see right here. I don't make a lot of those, but if you do make a lot of elongated pieces, that would be a fun thing to do. I'm gonna go with this grid one because this is sort of similar to the dimension that I use a lot when I make art. And I would also like to add a couple of galleries, so then that way it'll show the different types of work that I do, so I can have like digital work, traditional work, and then I also wanted to show my sketchbook work because that I think is some of my most popular work. I'm going to kind of cut face cam, and then I'll go into a time-lapse mode and talk about pieces that I'm picking and why I'm picking them, so then that way it can help you pick yours a little bit more. So when you're picking out pieces for your gallery, there's definitely a couple of things that you want to keep in mind. First off, the one rule that I gave myself is that I didn't want to pick any works that were any older than 2019. I wanted this to kind of show my updated works, and so I felt like anything that was older than that just wouldn't really represent what my art looks like today. Another thing for when I'm picking out pieces is I pick pieces that I either were really proud of, did really well, or I just liked. If you're an artist that draws a lot of different types of stuff, I would also recommend showing that so you have your different variety showcased, but I draw a lot of the same things. I'm an illustrator, I do a lot of that sort of stuff, and so there isn't really a whole lot of variety for me to share, but if you do draw a lot of different stuff, that would be something to keep in mind. After I picked pieces I thought represented what I did or I thought looked nice, I uploaded them to the gallery section, and then I also, after uploading them, I arranged them in a way that was just visibly pleasing. I have a couple of pieces that I uploaded that were a part of a set of drawings, and so for those I had them either in a line or I put them kind of scattered throughout to kind of have a little bit of balance, but either way I tried to keep it symmetrical. Another thing that I did to help kind of keep things looking less awkward, I guess, let's say I had a drawing where a character was facing the left, I would put them on the left side, like in the left column, and then I would take a character that's looking to the right and I would put them in the right column. This could also be reversed, but that's just how I liked it, and I wouldn't put two characters facing left in the same like row, just because that would look a little awkward, and it's something that a lot of people would definitely catch when they look at it. So those are the things that I was keeping in mind when I was making the gallery section that you see here, and then those are also things that I brought throughout my other little gallery sections. In the end, I did decide on 3 different sections. I have a section for my digital works, a section for my traditional works, and then a section for sketchbook spreads. I said section a lot. My galleries are all set up. Here they are. There's one more thing I want to touch on really quick, mostly because I almost forgot to do it the first time I was editing this website. If you go up here, there's switch to mobile and desktop. Right now I've been working on arranging things how you would see them on like a desktop, so like a laptop or a computer. But if you click on this, you'll switch to mobile. Now obviously desktops and phones look very different. So here you can edit what any sort of viewers to your website will be seeing when they go on their phone rather than their computer. The best part is everything that you do over here will not affect what you did over on your desktop page. So similar design elements have been brought over from that onto here, but you can edit these to much better suit the mobile life without actually undoing anything that you did over there. Let's just mess around with some stuff, shall we? Don't exactly know why there's 2 of these. Get rid of that. Just realized this title has a drop shadow. None of my other titles have a drop shadow. I'm gonna have to go and change that. But I do want to these up. It looks kind of cramped. Let's zoom out here real quick. Honestly, I don't have any real complaints about this, except maybe the titles don't work as well. I guess I'll just move them down a bit. Yeah, there's not too many edits I think we need on this page, but I'll definitely need to go and adjust my other ones because I did quite a bit of work on those. Ooh, like that. I feel like these don't actually work. There we go. And just like that, we have rid the world of them. Oh my goodness, this page definitely needs some work. I don't think this is really necessary on the mobile one either. Center these buttons. Why is the YouTube one smaller? How did that happen? Let's shrink this. Doesn't need to be quite as big. As you can see, there can be quite a bit different between the desktop and the mobile, but just play around with it, have fun with it. And there we have it. I hope I was able to help you out a little bit. Again, I would highly encourage you to make a website, especially if you're an artist. Like I said, you can showcase your work there, you can talk about what types of work that you do, you can open commissions there if that's something that you're interested in. And I also mentioned making a website for a webcomic. That's something that I'm definitely going to do. I'm sure many of you are aware of, because I never stop talking about it. I'm in the process of making a comic, and I wanted to make a website, like an information hub about it, maybe read pages. I don't know, we'll see when we get there. But I wanted to make a website that has everything that you need to know about my comic, and I'm definitely going to be using Wix when that time comes. But until that time comes, I'm gonna say thank you for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and if you thought anything was helpful in this video. Again, there's so many more features that Wix has to offer, but I hope that I was able to share some features with you that you think are interesting. If you're new here, hello, I'm Oliver. I make a lot of art, clearly. I draw a lot of my own original characters. I talk a lot about my stories, and so it would really mean a lot if you could stick around and just listen to those. You can also follow me on social media if you want. Those will be on screen now and linked in the description box below. And there will also be some videos on screen and in the icon for you to check out. I would really, really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye.